Earlier this month, the band We Were Astronauts had the opportunity to perform at the 2015 New England Music Awards. The band also received a nomination for Rock Band of the Year and walked away with the award. We asked the group's lead singer, Antonio Casasanta, to join us in studio to talk about the band's big win and reflect on the journey they have taken since the band first got together.
We started off, I want to say 2011 or 12, and just got together as friends and really just started playing together, and then it became kind of serious, and we were like, well, we have some good songs here, we think. So we put together a Kickstarter and went down to Nashville, and that's what happened with Outside Boston. Made that album, and we won some, local awards with Ray Osher's local music awards show. And we won some local awards, and after that we decided to make another EP. And so we put together another Kickstarter to go out to LA to work with Warren Hewitt, and I don't think we really thought we'd be at the New England Music Awards after making that, album. But that was our goal. It was to try to get into more of the regional circuit. And I think when we released that, we did a few Battle of the Bands and started networking with some of the regional acts. And I think because we started doing the Battle of the Bands, we started meeting all these bands, we started networking with the radio shows, the people who put on, the music awards, and they really suggested we put in a nomination and try to, get into the New England Music Awards. And, when we were picked as one of the nominees for Rock Band, we were shocked. Didn't think we were going to do that. I just wanted to contact them and be like, can we just play at the award show so people will get to know who we are? And they, I don't remember who it was, but they just said, this is your first year. Typically, you don't get to play until, a few years down the road of being, known. And then we got a call a month later, and they were like, would you like to play the award show? I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. So we got to do 2 songs. And, we ended up winning an award for Rock Band of the Year. I just couldn't believe it. I think the goal now is let's start playing regionally. Let's get out there and try to get our name in some of those regional places, like New York and Rhode Island, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, play there more than we've been playing. We do one-off shows here and there in those areas, but we never go back to them, and so we never build up a name really, But I will say, the competition was fierce. I will say that. But there's so many great bands in New England. There's thousands of bands. So I wouldn't say I don't know if we're the best rock band in New England, but it's nice to be recognized in the top, percent of it.
Somebody thought you were the best even award.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. In the live setting, depending on how long the show is, you've seen us play maybe 3-hour shows. We've also played 45-minute shows. I think our songs total, I think we have 15 songs, and they total about an hour and a half, maybe. So, that's a solid, we can pick a solid set from those songs and play a good show. But yeah, there's something about going in the studio and just recording and, creating something out of nothing. I think it's a buzz in itself. It's just really fun, So I'm excited to get back in the studio and start to record. Yeah.
Is Johnny Keys a full-time member of the band now?
We joke with him a lot. We always, Tim and I mention to him that there's this initiation that he hasn't gone through yet.
Yeah.
We just mess with him until we come up with a good one,
Sure.
But yeah, he's totally a full-time member. I like to think he is, at least. Yeah.
What was the spark that caused you guys to go, oh, we could really use this extra musician?
That's a good question. We have always wanted to have a full-time keyboard player. They're so hard to find. They're rare, so everyone's trying to pull one in. And we had one, and he kind of, he was busy with his full-time job, so he kind of had to go his own way. But he's been a long-time friend. And then we went out to LA without any thought of recording keys. And our producer, Warren Hewitt, put keys or synth and put those on the album. And we after listening to the final product, we were like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Now we have to either reproduce this live with another musician or have backing tracks. And I think we're all like firm believers of having real live musicians
Sure.
and not, like backing tracks. I believe in the live show. I think, live shows are magical. You can really, every show is different, So, so yeah, that was kind of the catalyst in searching out, a keyboard player. Around the time of our CD release party, we were struggling to find one. So we asked Johnny to fill in, and he, was like, sure, fine. And he learned the songs real quick. And then he just became a full-time member, so it's awesome. Yeah.
That's great.
I'll say this. I think the award itself really finally gives weight to all the hard work that we've done that you don't see. A lot of our fans and family know what we've been going through and know how much time we put in. But I think, a lot of the time you just see the top 20% of the time put in, which is just the shows, and you don't see the practice, the writing, the financial aspect of it, so this is like really, for us, just a nice pat on the back, kind of like we recognize you're there kind of thing, I didn't really think we'd ever really come out of the basement and play to this extent where people actually like our original music, or it seems that way, So, I mean, yeah, I think, it's tough because when we first started, I remember the local scene really not having, from my generation, original bands. It was mostly just cover bands, and it was really a struggle to get a show. I remember our first show was at Central Tavern, when it was Fat Boy Bill's Blues Bar, and we got to play a day show because no one wanted to listen to original music, And I think since then, with the help of Ray Ogier and a bunch of musicians locally, I think, we've all built up a really awesome community around here. So I want to thank all of them for allowing us to be able to play our music, and then promoting us. I mean, some of the local cover bands cover our songs, and it's just like a huge honor, It's really cool. I mean, Jim Lagore and Lou from Zero Drift they cover Golden, and Ray and Justin do Blue Jeans, and I mean, that's just an honor, So I have to thank all of them. I have to thank my family for all the musical talent they gave me, which was zero. But yeah, I mean, friends and family, it's been huge. I mean, people come out to our shows and sing our songs, and that's just the best feeling in the world,
Thinking now you'd all be famous on Halloween Boulevard.
Hey everybody, this is Tim Coette. Make sure you check out full episodes of The Milford Informer on Milford TV. New episodes air every Friday night at 7:30 p.m. and then re-air frequently over the course of the weekend. Milford TV can be found on Comcast Channel 8 and Verizon Channel 38. And if you live in the Milford area and have an idea for a news story, you can contact us at news@milfordtv.net.